Hello friends, welcome to CGA. So today we are going to see about the SQL, which is structured query language from scratch to end. That is, the one who knows nothing about SQL also, if you watch this video, you will be able to clear any interviews, and also you will be able to work in any difficult situation. So I will be explaining you clearly from start, from ABCD to the depth, the advanced SQL, in such a way that it will be helpful for you if you go to interview for any company, and also if you are working in any company and you want to learn SQL. Okay, fine, thank you. So let me start. I have just installed the SQL Server Management Studio. I have not even created any database over there, so let's create from there and start. Let me create a database called SQL Training. Okay, so for creating a database, the syntax we have is create database and the database name. So if I run this, we will have this SQL training database created in our server. So if we go here now, we will have the SQL training database. See, this is what we have created just now, and before that we don't have any database in our server. Okay, so now if you see here, you can see the database listing over in the drop down. Okay, so I am selecting this database and we are going to query in this database. So we have created a database. So now in SQL we have three things. One is DDL and DML and DQL. Okay, so we are going to see this as a basic. First let's see the DDL. Okay, so the DDL has three commands, not only three, we have more. Let me initially tell you about the three commands and the fourth truncate. Okay, so now DDL, what is DDL actually? First, before going to what are all the commands we have inside the DDL, let's see what is DDL. DDL is nothing but the data definition language. So DML is data manipulation language. Okay, DQL is data query language. So in DDL we have create, alter and drop. Also we have truncate. So these four belongs to DDL. So the data definition language is nothing but the commands that we are going to use for creating a table, adding a column or dropping a column in a table, or altering the column's data type, or we can even drop the column and also we can drop the entire table. So I will tell you about the truncate later. So these three we can create table, alter the table columns and its data types. We can also drop the table or drop the column. So this is what we have in DDL. In DML we are already see here in DDL we have created the structure of the table. We have not done anything about the data inside the table. So in order to insert the data inside a table, or update the data inside a table, or delete the data inside a table, we use DML. So here we have three commands: insert, update and delete. Okay, so with these three commands we are going to insert data inside a table, and we are going to update the data inside the table, and also we can delete any rows that we have already inserted. DQL is nothing but the select statement. Okay, this select has many things hidden inside this. We will discuss one by one. So select is nothing but the displaying the records that are available inside the table in different manners. Okay, so let's see the examples for each and every commands that we have displayed in the screen now. Okay, first DDL, first is create. So I am going to create a table. Okay, create table, table name is the syntax. So now here employee, open bracket and close bracket. Inside that we can mention the column names of the table. Okay, so the first column of the table, let's have employee ID or emp ID, which employee ID will be integer. Okay, so similarly we are going to give many columns that the details that we are going to store about the employees. For example, employee ID is there, then employee name is there. Employee name can be there as a column, so it can be varchar. Varchar is nothing but this string. Okay, for this varchar data type we can specify any number of character as the length of the particular column. So it can be varchar of 1000. So this employee name can be of maximum 1000 character length, and we can have age of the employee. Okay, age again it will be int. Then let's have the department ID. So it will say which department the particular employee belongs to. So let me create it as integer. Employee ID, sorry, department ID will be the integer. Okay, and then we can have this employee would have worked in multiple departments, right? So in each department this employee name, age, department ID, and let's have some other column called salary that the employee gets. So a salary may be high, so we can give the data type as big int. Okay, so let me create this table. I'm going to run this command now, execute. So we have the employee table created in our database. If you see here, we will have that inside the tables we have employee table created with the columns that we have specified over here. See the columns. Okay, the details will be displayed here. This details we can see by double clicking the table name and clicking the Alt F1 key. The same will be displayed here. Okay, and also we can see in the Object Explorer in this way. Also we have a SQL command to see the details of the column present in the table. So for that the command is nothing but sp_help. If I put the table name over here, it will give me the details about the table. Okay, so let me execute it and let's check. When previously we have clicked the Alt F1, right, the same output came. So if we run the sp_help employee also, we can see the details of each and every column that we created for the particular table. Okay, this is the example for create. Now I have created the table, so this is the final structure of the table I have created. Now I am thinking let the employee ID data type can also be big int, because there are more number of employees in future to a particular company. So I am thinking to change this data type int as big int. So I am going to alter the already existing table structure. So alter table name, alter column. Which column I am going to alter? Employee ID. I am going to change it as big int. Now if I run this, the employee ID would have got changed to big int. See, if we refresh this, here it is previously it has not got refreshed. So if we refresh this, here also the employee ID will become big int. That's it. So this here we have altered the columns data type here. So if you want to alter, add or drop any column, and that is also possible over here. Okay, so let me add a new column to the particular table. Alter table employee, it's a typo, add in near alter I have specified the keyword column, but for adding the column name, adding the new column, we need not specify the keyword called column. So we can directly put the column that we are going to add. So we have already employee ID, employee name, age, department ID and salary. Here we can have the address of the employee. It can be varchar of say some 2000 or 1500. So now I am going to add a new column to the new column called address to the existing table employee. So if I click Alt F1 over here, I have the address column added to the particular table, and previously we have altered the int to big int, and that is also getting reflected. Okay, now drop. What if I am going to drop this table? Drop table, we need to give the table name. Okay, so if we give this, the table will be get dropped in the particular database. Okay, so if I click this, there won't be any table called employee now here. See, I am going to refresh the table. Here there is no table displayed here, so this table does not exist in the current database. If I click Alt F1 for this, it will say the object employee does not exist in the database SQL training, because we have selected SQL training over here. So now what I am going to do with the already written script we have in the screen, I am going to create the same table, but with a small difference. I am going to make the employee ID as primary key. So I have made the employee ID as primary key. I am also going to give another one option called identity of 1,1. What is this identity means, and what is this primary key means? If I set this column as primary key, this column should have it should satisfy few criterias. What are all the criterias? The data that we insert into the employee table should not contain any duplicate. Duplicate meaning, if there is already an employee ID called 3 is existing, we cannot insert another one row with the same employee ID 3. It will not allow. So that is the property of the primary key. And also if I set this employee ID column as primary key, this we cannot insert any null value inside this employee ID column. Okay, so these two are the characteristics of primary key. There is also one more characteristics of primary key, which is nothing but if I create the primary key to a particular column in a table, one thing will get created automatically in the background, that is nothing but unique clustered index. This unique clustered index will get automatically created if I make a particular column as a primary key. So what is unique clustered index means, I will tell you at the last, because that comes as a part of performance tuning. Now let's focus on the queries alone. So what is this identity of 1,1 means then? This means if we insert the record inside this table employee, we need not insert any value to this particular column called employee ID. It will automatically insert the data starting with 1 and incrementing with 1. This 1 means the start value and this 1 means the increment value. So this one we technically call it as seed and this we technically call it as increment. So let's try here. So now when I am teaching you this data manipulation language, anyhow we will insert data into the employee table. That time we can see how this identity of 1,1 works. Okay, now so now we have completed the DDL except the truncate. I will teach you after this DML. Now let's go to DML. So in DML we have insert, update and delete. So in the insert we are going to insert data into this particular table. The syntax to insert data into a particular table is nothing but insert into table name, open bracket, close bracket. Inside that we can specify the column to which we are going to insert data. Employee name, age, department ID. I am going to copy from here and paste it over here, and salary. So here I am going to insert data into this table called employee, values, employee name, and let's keep it as A, age 21, and then department ID, let's call it as 1, salary we can have it as 20,000. So the employee A with age 21 working in department 1 is getting the salary of 20,000. That is what we are going to insert here. Oh, we have dropped the table but we have not created, so let me create it again. Okay, okay. So since we have created the primary key over here, I am not able to alter this particular column belong. So what I am going to do, I am going to directly make this as big int. Let's drop and recreate again. We have dropped the table, we have created the table, and we have altered the table by adding the address column. So now I am going to insert data into the particular table called employee. I have not taught you the select statement, but we can see the data inside the table using the select statement. So since I have inserted one row inside this employee table, we have got those records inserted, and we are going to display this record using the select statement. If I put select star from employee, it will display all columns from this employee table, and as it is showing here. Okay, now if I insert another one, see here I have not inserted anything into the employee ID column, but it got automatically inserted. That is because of this identity property. It will insert data into the table, into the particular column, starting with this value and incrementing with this value. Since this is the first row that we are going to insert, that we have inserted, we have this employee ID with the starting value 1 that we have mentioned here. Okay, now let's insert some more rows to the particular table. Sorry, let's insert B, 21 of years of age, working in the department 1 again, getting the salary of 25 or 23,000. I am going to run this. Similarly, we can insert 3 more rows. C, D, E, F. Age 22, age 23, age 24, age 24. Salary let it be 25,000, 30,000, 45,000 and 10,000. So I am going to insert these many records inside the particular table called employee. So we got all the records that we have inserted into the table. Let's see how many rows are there now available in the table called employee. So we have around 6 rows, as we inserted 6. The employee ID column has the value inserted by incrementing 1 to the each value. See here, because we have given the increment value as 1. So this is how the insert works. Now what I am going to do next, we have in the DML update. See here in the DDL, I have created the table, altered the column of the particular table, added a new column to the particular table called employee, dropped some column, dropped the entire table. Everything talks about the structure of the table, that is the column and the table structure. That's it. So here in the DML we are inserting the we are not dealing anything with the structure of the table, we are dealing with the data inside the table. So whatever we are going to do with the data inside the table is called what? The data manipulation language. So here we have inserted data inside the table called employee. So Again, this update belongs to DML, so it will also do something to the data inside the table. We are going to update the department ID of few employee IDs here. Okay, so the syntax for update is nothing but update table name set column name equal to value. We are going to update department ID as 2 for the employees three and 4. So I am going to update the department ID as 3 for the employees 5 and 6. Let's check whether the data got correctly updated in the table. So if we see here, I have updated the department ID as 2 for the employee 3 and 4, and the department ID as 3 for the employee 5 and 6. So we have again manipulating the data inside the table. So this update also belongs to the data manipulation language. And then now we have the another one command called delete. We can delete some rows that we have already inserted into the table. So here I am going to delete from employee where employee ID equal to 6. If I run this, the 6th row will not be available from this table. So let's check. So the command executed successfully. Now if I run this, we can see the 6th row that we have inserted already got deleted. So these three, insert, update and delete, is called the data manipulation language. And the thing that we have, create, alter, drop, that we used to create the table, alter the table and drop the columns, add the columns, drop the table. So for that, we are to define the structure of a table, or the alter or the drop the same, we are using the data definition language. To do everything related to the data inside the table, we are using the data manipulation language. Data query language is nothing but the select that we have put here, that is to display the records from the table. But this select is not that easy as we are seeing here. It has many classes that we are going to see now. Select is the DQL. Okay, in DQL we are going to see select statement alone, but select statement has its own syntax, and the select statement has many classes that I am going to see here. It will start with select, and then from class, and then join class, and then where class, and then group by class, and then having, and then order by. These many we have in the select. So a select statement in SQL can contain everything or any of those classes in a select statement, but in the same order, meaning we cannot put group by before where, or we cannot put where after group by. Similarly, we cannot put the order by before having and having after order by. Nothing is possible. It should be in the same order that is written over here. Okay, so see, I will let me give you the example. Select should come first, star from table name. If we do that, we have written it already. So if you see here, we are displaying all the columns in the particular table called employee, and also since we have mentioned star over here, we are getting all the columns displayed over here, but we can also give the column that we want to see alone. So for example, if I want to see employee name and the employee's age alone, we can put only these two columns here. If we run this, we will not get all the columns displayed. We will get only the employee name and the age column gets displayed here. So here also, if you see, select comes first, from comes next. You cannot put from class before the select class. It should come in the same order, but we have not used any of this. That is okay. We can use, or we cannot use, or we may not use any of the classes, but if we use, it will be in the order that I have mentioned here. Okay, now let me add here. I have join. Now I am not going to discuss about join. I am going to skip join, and I will be taking it, since that is a very vast topic, I will take it after completing the rest of the classes. Okay, now there is, after join, what we have is called where. Where is to filter the data. So this is this 5 rows are the output of this particular select statement. If I want to filter few records, for example, if I want to see only the employee name B and C, or only the employee name B, I can. So I am going to filter only the employee name B from these 5 rows. So to filter the rows available in a particular table, we are going to use the where class. So where emp name equal to B. If I run this, I will get only the records of the employee name B. If I put star here, I will get all the columns about the employee name B. Okay. For example, if I want to display the details about all the employees whose salary is greater than 25,000, we can display. See, out of the 5 employees, only the 2 employees who are D and E with employee ID 4 and 5 has the salary greater than 25,000. If I put greater than or equal to 25,000, let's see how many people are coming. See, 3 people are coming. What about the rest of the employees? If I run this alone, out of these 5 records, only these 3 people are getting salary greater than or equal to 25,000. So if I run the entire query, we can see the details about the employee who is getting the salary greater than or equal to 25,000. Thank you. Let's discuss about this group by and join in our next video, which is very interesting. And even if you know already, even if you know SQL already, you will be get bluffed when I teach you this join. Let's see. Thank you. Thanks for your time.